Alright, welcome class. This is the homework solution for week 28, March 14th. They say do the following length, form a right triangle. Before we do this, I would like to give you some notes on the idea before I go through the solution. If you want to skip, just skip through like a minute. You should go to the problem already, okay? But I want to sort of teach the idea here first. Alright, so in our case, a right triangle is defined by this. We know this is a right triangle. 3 for the leg, 4 for the leg, and 5 for the hypotenuse, which is called the 3, 4, 5 triangle, is your smallest value that can make a right triangle. That is using pure whole numbers. Okay, 3, 4, 5. So this equation is true. A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. In this case, I do not know if it's equal or not yet until I make the substitution. Watch. A is 3, B equals to 4, and C equals to 5. You make that substitution in. This is still a box because we don't know if it's equal or not equal to. Right? So simplified, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. The right hand side, 5 squared equals 25. At the left hand side becomes 25. The right hand side also becomes 25. Once they're equal, you set them equal to each other. Now, the fact that they're equal, it is a right triangle. Next, this is not a right triangle. 4, 3, 7. Let me show you. Here's your equation. Again, I put a box here because I don't know if it's equal or not equal. I make the substitution. 3 squared plus 4 squared, box, 7 squared. 9 plus 16, because 3 squared is 9, 14 squared is 16, 7 squared is 49. 9 plus 16 is 25. Right hand side is 49. Notice, it is not equal. Okay? So, the right triangle, the Pythagorean theorem, if you use the Pythagorean theorem and it is an equal to symbol here, it is a right triangle. If it's not equal, it is not a right triangle. Remember the video that I showed you with the box? Okay, with the water flowing. This is when both box match, when you dump the two small squares into the bigger square identically. Here, you don't have enough water. So you dump this water and this water into the C squared water. It doesn't match up. Okay, that's why it's not a right triangle. Alright, now let's do the problem. This is the homework solution for March 14th. Do the following length, form a right triangle. Here's number 1. Alright, 6, 8, and 9. Please understand that this is the equation, but we don't have an equal sign or a not equal sign. We just put a box. So it's a squared plus b squared, box, c squared. Here's our equation. I label in my information. A equals to 6, b equals to 8, c equals to 9. But wait, now you're saying, Mr. S, how do you get C if you don't have that box in that corner telling you? Understand, C is referred to always the longest side. You have to understand that C is always the longest side. So what is the largest value? 6, 8, or 9? Which is 9. That's why 9 is the value for C. Make the substitution in. 6 squared plus 8 squared, box, 9 squared. Left hand side, 36 plus 64. The right hand side, 9 squared is 81. What is 36 plus 64? That is not, and the right hand side is 81. Left hand side, 36 plus 64 is 100. The right hand side is 81. This is not equal. The fact that this is not equal, 100 is not equal to 81, we would say this is not a right triangle. Notice, it is kept as the box until the last step when you can just look at the numbers. Okay? So we would say 6, 8, and 9 does not form a right triangle. 2. A squared plus b squared, box, c squared. Label your information. A equals to 5, b equals to 12, c equals to 13. But wait, now you're wondering, Mr. S, how do I get the c again without the box in the image? Please understand that c is always the longest side. The longest side here is 13. 5, 12, and 13. 13 is your largest value, making it the largest side in that triangle. Alright, now we make the substitution. 5 squared plus 12 squared, box, 13 squared. Left hand side, 5 squared is 25. 12 squared is 144. The right hand side, 13 squared is 169. Left hand side, 25 plus 144 becomes 169. The right hand side is also 169. These two are equal. Therefore, we say this is a right triangle. Next, do the following length form a right triangle. A squared plus b squared box c squared. A equals to 8, b equals to 6, c equals to 10. Why? C is always the longest side. 10 is your longest side. Make the substitution in. 8 squared plus 6 squared box 10 squared. 8 squared is 64, 6 squared is 36, 10 squared is 100. You have to memorize your squares. 64 plus 36 is 100. Right hand side is also 100. This is a right triangle because 100 equals 100. Next, 4. Does the following length form the right triangle? A squared plus b squared box c squared. Your values here are 3, 4, and 5. A equals to 3, b equals to 4, c equals to 5. Please understand that c is always the longest side. Some of you already noticed that you've seen these numbers before. 3, 4, 5. Okay, you should already have an intuition that this is a right. 3 squared plus 4 squared box 5 squared. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, box 5 squared is 25. 9 plus 16 is 25. Right hand side is also 25. Does 25 equal to 25? Yes, that is equal. Therefore, you say this is a right triangle. There you go. Those are all your solutions for week 28 homework. That is March 14th.